Hello, boys and girls. I'm so glad you're here today. In just a little bit, we're going to pretend to make a Bible movie. On the count of 3, let's all shout hooray. 1, 2, 3, hooray! Today's true Bible story is going to teach us that my church helps me and I help my church. That's our big idea for the day. Let's say it together. My church helps me and I help my church. In fact, that's what our memory verse from the Bible tells us. Let me teach it to you. Carry one another's heavy loads. If you do, you will fulfill the law of Christ. Galatians 6:2. Let's do that together. Carry one another's heavy loads. If you do, you will fulfill the law of Christ. Galatians 6:2. In just a minute, we're going to pretend to make our Bible story movie. But first, I want to teach you a word. The word is encourage. Can you say encourage with me? Wow, you're so good at saying that. The word encourage means to say or do something that makes people feel happy about themselves. I have an idea. I'm going to say some different things to you, and if the words I say are encouraging, I want you to clap your hands and say, that's encouraging. If the word I'm saying is not encouraging, I want you to sit on your hands and say, and be very quiet. You are such a good friend. You are very nice. I like playing with you. I don't like that shirt you're wearing. I like your picture. You're so good at drawing. Great job. You really know how to be encouraging. Hey, that reminds me of today's true Bible story. It's about a man named Barnabas who was really good at encouraging people. If you're ready to hear that story, let's wiggle your fingers in the air. Great. Are you ready to pretend to make our Bible movie? Great. I'll tell you what to do. Then when I say lights, camera, action, and hit my slate, you do it. In the Bible, in the book of Acts, the disciples told everyone about Jesus. When the people heard about Jesus and the amazing things he did, they became believers and followed Jesus. Let's pretend to be one of those new believers. When I say action, give yourself a big hug and say, I love Jesus so much. Ready? Lights, camera, action. Cut. Great job. The believers never yelled, that's mine. Instead, they shared everything they had with each other. If one believer needed food, another believer would share their lunch with them. If one believer needed clothes, another believer would give them a shirt. If one believer needed a place to stay, another believer would invite them inside. When I say action, let's pretend to open the door and say, you can live with me. Ready? Lights, camera, action. Cut. Great job. There was another believer named Barnabas who loved to help and encourage people. One day, Barnabas sold his field and gave the money to the disciples so they could help each other and other people. When I say action, I want you to hold out your hand like Barnabas and say, I sold my field. Here's the money. Ready? Lights, camera, action. Cut. Nice job. Barnabas helped and encouraged a man named Paul. Wherever Paul went, Barnabas went too. He encouraged Paul and helped him tell everyone about Jesus. Let's pretend to be Barnabas. When I say action, walk in place like you're following Paul and say, you can do it, Paul. Ready? Lights, camera, action. Cut. That was wonderful. Barnabas also helped and encouraged a man named Mark. Paul didn't think Mark was ready to travel with him, but Barnabas stuck with Mark and helped him. He grew wise and strong in his love for Jesus. Let's pretend to be Barnabas again. When I say action, I want you to give someone next to you a high five and say, you can do it, Mark. Ready? Lights, camera, action. Cut. And that's a wrap. In our story today, Barnabas helped and encouraged lots of people. Jesus wants us to help and encourage lots of people too. I have an idea. Let's practice saying encouraging things. This is our friend. He's kind of sad today. He had a very rough day. What are some nice things that we can say to him to cheer him up? We could say, you are a smart lion. We could say, you are a loyal friend. Can you think of something encouraging to say? Wow, you are really good at saying encouraging words. Our friend looks so much happier. Let's wave goodbye to him. That's one of the best things about being part of a church. People at church can encourage you with nice words. You can encourage people at church with nice words. Isn't that great? Your church helps you, and you help your church. Hey, that's our big idea for today. Your church helps you, and you help your church. Can you say that with me now? Your church helps you, and you help your church. Let's say a prayer and ask Jesus to help us say encouraging words to each other. Dear Jesus, thank you for my church. Help me say and do encouraging things for others. I love you, Jesus. Amen. Great job, boys and girls. That was going to be a good movie. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you soon.